everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. I'm here with Thrifty Thursday, Thrifty Canucks today. I don't have a whole lot, like individually. I only went to one little thrift shopping trip this week. One was actually to the estate sale. I bid on just a box of books for $2 that I just kind of put one bid on and then wandered off and never thought of it again. And I ended up winning the box of books. They didn't have like good pictures of the books, so I think that's why people didn't really know what they were getting. But I like to kind of surprise myself like that to see what I'm getting, and there's a few things that I could see that were like, okay, those are nice old books. So I will show you the books first from the box of $2 worth of books. So the first one is this Meringue's Modern Readers second book. So this book has a little gouge back here, but that actually doesn't really bug me. It's not a big deal. I could do something fun with that. And it has a flower on the back. This is such a pretty, like, ex libris Nellie Hart or Nellie Eilart. Look at this image. That's so cute. This book's from 1905, and it's also really good, I think, for word snippets and verses and things. It's like a little children's reader, and I'm always a fan of those kind of things. So okay. And then we have a Latin reader for Canadian schools. So I remember taking Latin in high school. I learned a whole lot in Latin, actually. You learn a lot about all of the Western languages. When you learn Latin, it helps you to put together how many different, Latin-based languages work. This is like a little Department of Education Ontario Grade 12 Departmental Examinations, 1964. So this is like the guide to the exam. So this would have been like the exam that you had to write. So this book, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with it. I don't know if the cover is really what I would make a journal out of. I'm not exactly sure. I have to think about it. This is the 1963 version, because that's the last mentioned copyright. And it's just Latin kind of stuff, nothing too important in there. This one is the book that I saw that I was like, I need to get this box. Our British Animals, with this beautiful deer on the front. So 1916 Christmas, this was gifted. And oh wow, this red deer. This book is beautiful. It's definitely the kind of book that probably sat in a barn for a long time. The long-eared bat doesn't seem to have a year, but it is very old. I'm going to imagine it's from the early 1900s. It's got some really lovely book plates in it of different animals. The roebuck, the fox, the mole, and I just really like the paper, how it's all kind of weathered and speckled. Look at that fallow deer. It's so beautiful. Yeah, I'll have to look this up and see what I can find on how old this is. Okay, and then The Golden Road, second series, book 1. This is another school book, University of London Press. And it is from 1950. So it's another, like, it's got verses, poetry. It's another reader. And then this, I'm not exactly sure what book this is because it doesn't have a cover, but it's beautiful. The Robin Redbreasts, and it has blue illustrations, and like it's a children's, verse book, like a fairy tale book probably of some type, but it's really beautiful. It just, it lost its cover. I guess it's Mother Goose's Nursery Rhymes. Old Mother Hubbard. Yeah, so it's really pretty. It's all kind of torn up, but it's intact. It's just missing its cover. And oh wow, look at that sheep. That's awesome. Baba Black Sheep. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun to play with. Okay. And then there were some other books in the box that I'm not showing you that were part of the $2. And they're the ones that were like a little more like of a novel that I wouldn't use in journaling. And I put them in my little free library. Peter Rabbit and His Ma. So this is an old Peter Rabbit book, I guess. This is cute. 1917. So a little bit of a different depiction of Peter Rabbit here. Pretty cute. And this one, this is a copy of Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, and it is a school book from 1955. And I think I would use the cover. I would do something fun on the cover. I think it's a cute book. And then we got this little, a golden Telltale book from Golden Books, Baby's First Book. Like I said, these are really random kind of books. Not exactly sure what I'll use that for. We'll see. And then The Second Violin. I just like this book. Look at the weathering on this cover. I like the stainy color of it all. To Munner from Hilda. Interesting name. June of 1924. The book itself is from 1906. And I guess, yeah, it's a novel. Now this book, you know, I don't do religious content books, but like, look how nice the embossing is. I feel like somebody would probably like this book. Let God Be True, it's called. I'm not sure what he'll do with it yet. I do like the style of it though, the way that it's printed. It's really neat. This is the 3,500,000th edition, copyright of 1946. The Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. It's got like really nice text in it. I don't know if it would be good for word snippets. I don't know that I'd have the patience to go through it though, to be honest. But yeah, it's an interesting little green book. I love green books. So we'll see what I do with that. Shakespeare, this book, it's a little like lightweight kind of paper. I'm not exactly sure what I'll do with it. There's a couple. There's this one, Abraham Lincoln too. Look how someone drew this like illustration in the front. Someone drew this guy. I imagine that this is like a high school girl and she's like looking at like her crush across the school room and she's just like drawing him on her Abraham Lincoln book. Thelma Ray Schuyler. We know your secret, girl. Room 303, huh? So this is March 4th, 1909. The Lord Charnwood. Yeah, it's nice, like, paper. I don't know, honestly, what I'll do with these two little paper books. I'm not sure. But that's part of the randomness of these kind of boxes. Tommy Trent's ABCs of the Seaway. So, I don't know. This is just a little book about, like, the locks in Montreal, essentially the St. Lawrence Seaway. With little blue kind of nautical stuff, right? You could use that in some kind of a journal with water-based themes. And this was produced in Ottawa by the St. Lawrence Seaway Authority. How to Live with a Calculating Cat. This cracked me up. It's all sorts of little like comic style illustrations, and I thought there's probably a lot in here that would be really funny to use. I feel like I'm heading in a direction of humor with journal making soon. I'm just sort of going that way. This is just so lovely. Walt Whitman, Leaves of Grass. I'll probably read this. I don't have a copy of this book, but it's also got, I love how the book, like the page I opened to, okay? City of Orgies. This is my life. Okay. Like, if there's something inappropriate, I will open it to that. Rise, O days, from your fathomless deeps. Oh, it's just beautiful. Walt Whitman is such an incredible writer, so I'm not exactly sure if I'll use this. I mean, it's really great to use in journaling. The poetry is beautiful, but I'll probably want to just spend some time reading it a little bit. Then we have another cat one, The Cat and the Curmudgeon. So this is like an author, I think, that does a lot of cat books. I don't know exactly what I want to do with it, but I felt like it was just a really funny book that I wanted to just show to you. It may end up in my little free library because I don't know that I have a use for it. It looks like it's probably quite funny, though. I've never read any of these Will Cleveland books, any of these cat books. Let me know if you have. Tell me if they're good. And then Essentials of Business Practice, Beattie and Bennett. It's a Pittman shorthand book, I think. This is Donna Schuyler, her book. 1935. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Taxes. They have the taxes going up from 1905 to 1929. They're way up here somewhere now. I don't know. But there's some fun little, like, illustrations of documents and stuff in here that I could make use of. This book looks so awesome. Julius Fast, Body Language. This book, honestly, I just want to make like a sass kind of journal out of it. Does her body say that she's a loose woman? Does his body say that he's an easy man to beat? Does your body say that you're lonely? Does your body say that you're hung up? Does his body say that he's a manipulator? Does her body say that she's a phony? What a weirdo book, right? What a totally bizarre, body language has been debunked, right? Everyone knows that, right? That it's not an actual science. It's so funny. I mean, especially during whatever year this came out, like probably the 70s, I'm guessing, looking at this book. 1970. Okay. This is War in the Desert, this little green book. It's really cute. Volume 92, doesn't have a date there. It's like a military kind of book or something. It does not have a date, sadly. But I like how it's made. It's a nice little book. I think back here, it's kind of cool. You see these little, like, they've thatched it underneath the papers a bit together to just give the spine some extra support. And then I found a Choose Your Own Adventure book, Skateboard Champion by Edward Packard. It was funny, I was talking to my husband about, like, we both read these when we were kids, and he's like, did you do what I did? Which was like, you would get to a spot, and like, if you try to escape, turn to page 79. If you stick around to face the cops, turn to page 80. He's like, did you hold on to that page like I did? And you would go, and if you felt like, oh, I made the wrong decision, you'd go back and go the other way. And I was like, I totally did. And then this book, I just kept the cover. I actually just tossed the guts of this book because it's a nice black book. It's the Aquitaine Progression by Robert Ludlum. I'm sure it was very fascinating. I just want the cover. And I do that with a lot of books, actually. I just keep the cover and the bits, some of the bits inside. The Giraffe Who Went to School. So this is a cute wonder book. 47 cents from, oh my gosh, it was from Towers. Canadian Friends. Do you remember Towers? I never really got to go there. Every now and then. I can't remember if they were a chain or if there was only one store and it was in Toronto or it was in Belleville, Ontario. I don't remember, but I know I went to Towers once because it was a huge big deal. I went into Towers with my parents, and I don't know, like back then things were different, and like I was able to try on a pair of cubic zirconia earrings. Like, I really wanted to try them on. And then something happened. Like, my parents were looking at clothes nearby. I was probably about 6 or 7. And the lady who was like helping me like try on these earrings, my parents weren't even really paying attention. I was just like, they knew where I was. They could hear me talking. They weren't concerned. But like, she got distracted and I got distracted, and it ended up that I tried on the earrings and I was looking in the mirror, and then she got busy with the customer, and I ended up leaving with the earrings on. I never paid for them. They were like something ridiculous, like $8 or something, right? But then we got out to the parking lot and I freaked out. I started crying, like, Dad, like, I forgot to pay for my I didn't get these earrings. And he's like, okay, you know. So we went back inside and I got the earrings. So yeah, 1974 printing. I don't know what it is. Sometimes you just get distracted. My mom did the same thing when I was in high school. She had like bought all these school supplies for me, and she had the backpack that she was going to buy me over her shoulder, like on her one shoulder. So she's, you know, piling all this stuff on the belt to be rung through. And we get outside and she suddenly realizes that she hadn't paid for the backpack. And my mom was like mortified. Like, she's just like that. Like, my dad's like, it's okay. We'll just go back in and tell them what happened. Mom was so embarrassed. Wardlock's Wedding Etiquette. What a fun book, right? What an old, fun kind of book. I could do something fun with this. I'm trying to channel my spirit of like making another kind of ladies' early life book. This one is from 1957, you know, and it's got all these like rules in it about your wedding. There's another one. Oh, Mrs. Beaton's Household Management. Oh, Mrs. Beaton. She was not as nice as people think, Mrs. Beaton. Art Linkletter, Kids Say the Darndest Things. This book is kind of, I don't know, I'm going to give it a clean. It feels a little grungy. It's not super grungy, but a little bit. Merry Christmas to Mare and Walter from Louise. Hope you can find some laughs in this book. I'm sure you can, because kids really do say the darndest things. Although this must be like 1957. So yeah, the things that kids said in the 50s is probably very different to what they say now. Did your mother tell you anything before coming on the show? Yes, she told me not to fall asleep. Did your dad tell you anything before coming down here? He told me to be sure to walk on the outside of the women. Okay. Yeah, so funny. So this was like a TV show, in case you're not aware, where like Art Linkletter had his own show. This was before my time, but I know of it. I have seen it when I was a kid. I used to watch like, you know, probably like reruns of it. And then later on, it was kind of made again with another host that I don't want to talk about. But Art Linkletter's original was, you know, kids in the 1950s, right? So he would ask them questions, and they like would answer them just in the way that kids do. So like, my mother used to sing on television. Doesn't she do it anymore? Less and less every day. Why? Because every day she gets more and more pregnant. So like, it was really funny things that kids would say. So yeah, I'm sure there's some cute little snippets in here of things. Just kind of like a funny like memory / reality that I'm living right now with my own kids. And then I got a few, oh, this box keeps falling over, Peter Rabbit, Beatrix Potter books, just little Beatrix Potter. This one's a soft cover. This one is hardcover, The Tale of Mr. Todd. He's the lovely fox. The Tale of Ginger and Pickles, which I rarely see this one actually. Aw, stickers from Alice in the front. How cute. So I do like using these little books for things. I've made some of these into journals from time to time. The Tale of Johnny Town Mouse. So cute. Okay, we're getting close to the bottom of this box. All right, this one. Okay. The Harp of God, the harmony of the 10 primary Bible teachings. So again, look at this gorgeous embossing. Why does it have to be a religious book? I don't do religious like stuff. Such is my life. But I don't know, maybe I can figure something out. 1928. Dylan Thomas, Quite Early One Morning, Poems, Stories, and Essays. Of course, he has a cigarette in his mouth on the front, right? Oh, the times were different. This was 1974 edition. I don't know. I'll probably put this in my little free library. It's not really anything that I really want to read. I read enough of this kind of thing in school, but it's from Kohl's, the book people. I don't know. I think there's like only a few Kohl's left, if there are any. And then this one, A Hog on Ice and Other Curious Expressions. First of all, I love this illustration on the front. It's great. So this reminds me of another book that I have, you know, that it gives you, it's like a children's version of this book, and it gives you kind of the saying, like, by the skin of one's teeth. And then this one tells you the origin of that. So I think that's fun. That could make like fun little journal cards that have little facts on them. Poets of Contemporary Canada, 1960 to 1970. So this book is it poems? Yes. So I'll have to look at this and see. Tongue-cut prints of a child mouth as birds, to be read with windfire eyes. Wow. Wow. Tears the dew of beauty's morning. I think there's some beautiful writing in here. We have Al Purdy, who lived very close to where I grew up in Prince Edward County. Milton Acorn, Margaret Atwood, George Bowring, Gwendolyn McEwen, John Newlove, Joe Rosenblatt, Michael Ontegey, Bill Bissett, and Leonard Cohen. Yeah, Al Purdy was like a big figure when I was a kid. He lived nearby. And then I'll Come Back to You by Larry Evans. I like this cover. It's quite pretty. To Fred, Christmas of 1917. This book is from 1915. And it's just a novel with old paper. Let's look at the book plate. Okay. Oh, weird. It's got like a sideways page. Nice little book plate. I'm not really into sideways pages, even in my journals. I don't know. It's just not my thing. I wish I was, because it would make my life easier when I'm picking out signatures. And then we have the Westerners. I really like this cover. It's quite pretty. I would probably do something to modify it a bit. And the Westerners is from 1901. Just a novel. Okay, and the last bits here from the box, and then I'll show you what else I got. True Blue, W.H.G. Kingston. So this is a nice old book. It's in quite disrepair. I love the thatching, like in the illustration. Herbert Strang's Library. Wow. Beautiful. Look at that. Wow. What an amazing book plate. Just looking for the date. I don't think it has one. So here it mentions 1814, but I don't think it's that old. It's probably just turn of the century, like most of these books. And then we have Maynard's English Classics Series with Explanatory Notes, The Sketchbook by Washington Irving. I don't know what this is. A little English book, I guess. It's a little paper book. The Sketchbook. Yeah, it's a little reader. 1892. January 21st, 1892 is when this was produced. So yeah, it's pretty old. Actually, no, it's 1882. Copyright 1882. I couldn't see on this side because of the little stain there, so it's 1882. Really old. Beautiful. And last is Caught Short by Eddie Cantor. This is a little book, very cute. A saga of whaling, Wall Street. What's this? It's like a little card from the publisher to the bookseller. Sorry if you can hear my dog whining. My husband just came home and he's trying to get his attention. This is 1929. Okay, so that's the end of the $2, the $2 book saga. Let me just move a few of them and I'll show you the other stuff that I got. There's not a lot to report on. So I'll be processing these books for sure. kind of minimize space. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so this is the thrift store stuff, which is maybe a little more exciting. So first I found this game, complete with all parts. Hopefully that comes off, and it will, thankfully. Okay, so this is Haunted Wood, a spooky children's dice game full of ghosts and goblins. And I always love these little games, these little, like, I like to see if they're fun to play or if they're something I could use in journaling. I have made, like, journals out of puzzles and game boards before, and sometimes you can find some really fun ones. Oh, the people in this store just love their tape. They're excessive with it. Okay. Maybe I'll just get my knife here. Oh, it comes off quite easily. Okay. Not too bad. I like to get it off before I go and pack it away because I don't want it to stick forever. Haunted Wood. Okay, so this is the game board, and it's in a few pieces, a couple pieces at least, 2 and 3. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so they just clip together like that, and it has all these little wooden pieces. So I think I'll figure out how to play that with my daughter. It'll be a fun little game we could play. She is here with me, but she's got a little bit of a cold. And then I found, wait, I gotta get my, no honey, you should go rest. You should go rest your voice. You can talk when you get your voice back, okay? Then we got this little doily here. I thought this was a unique one. It's really got really pretty little flowers embroidered around it. I just watched Gail Agostinelli organizing all her doilies. It was very funny. I'm like, oh yes, I'm not looking forward to doing that. Then I got some cards. These are European playing cards, complete with jokers. Image is what is on the box with flowers and people on the face of the cards. So I wish they hadn't like stuck so many stickers on here, like small print size numbers. Like, why do we need this much information about cards? It's just like, okay. So this is the front. Aren't they beautiful? I love this pattern. Then Fleur Parc et Jardin. So then on the back, these are French cards and they're floral. Amazing. And then some have like people, art, but almost all of them are botanical. I didn't know because I didn't open them until I got them home, but I had a good feeling about these. And based on the price being like $3, it's a little more than I normally pay for cards, but I thought I would pay that for that one. This one is $2. It was, this is the image on the card. It's butterflies. And they say image of cards with a different butterfly on the face of each card. And this is just absolutely covered in tape. So I'm just going to get my knife and get a little medieval on it because I don't want to sit here all day. There we go. Okay, so yeah, that's the front of all the cards, butterflies. Then on back we have the name and the image of the butterfly. So those are really pretty. Okay. And I don't remember what day or what tag sale it was. Like, I got a little bit of all the different colors, so some of these I probably got for on sale. I don't know if it was red, yellow, white, or green, but that's okay. These are just some big index cards, like file folder style index cards. So I grabbed those. And then I got a few children's books. So Angel and the Polar Bear by Marie-Louise Gay. I love this image. I feel like this is another one of those books where I could make a really fun journal using this style. This is a 1988 book, and it looks like a really cute story. So I'll probably read it to my daughter, and then it will end up becoming a journal or something. We'll see. The next one is Grandfather Twilight by Barbara Berger. Same thing. I just thought it looked like an interesting story. It's from 1991, and the illustrations are just beautiful. They're like hauntingly, ghostly, kind of pretty. Grandfather Twilight. And this one, same thing. When Lightning Comes in a Jar. Come to a Family Reunion. And this is Patricia Polacco. So I've used her art in my journals before when I made my Baba Yaga journal. She does a lot of really interesting illustration. And she does a lot of like babushka kind of illustration. Like she's interesting. This one I thought was neat because like it's about a family reunion, and like look at these old photographs that are inside the illustrated book. So yeah, that one I think I'll probably harvest for a few things. I don't know if I would use this whole story. This last book is actually for my children. It looks like a lot of fun. I'm a huge fan of Lisa Loeb, so it's Lisa Loeb's Silly Sing-Along. The Disappointing Pancake and Other Zany Songs includes a 10-song CD recorded by Lisa Loeb. And there's the CD. So for those of you who like know of Lisa Loeb, she was big in the 90s. Her most popular song was this song called Stay, and it's a beautiful song. I think we all know how to sing along to that if you're of my age group. And yeah, she now focuses on children's music, and she's the loveliest person. And this book is so cute. I'm a Little Coconut, The Disappointing Pancake, Fried Ham, Everyday Dreams, or Everybody Dreams. Chewing gum. Yeah, it's just very cute. The banjo song. So I think I will listen to and read this through with my kids, and then it will go into our collection. There's a few books like this that I really like having for my kids with a CD. They're like really nice songs. But yeah, that's it for me for Thrifty Thursday today, Thrifty Canucks. I hope that you are finding some treasures. You're probably going to see me slow down a little bit on thrifting because I've been sort of doing that anyways, just kind of wanting to not thrift so much and just spend a bit of time using things. And I have such an organized space that I'm very paranoid now about like overcrowding it. I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to spend some time making. There will probably still be some thrift hauls, but yeah, you know, a little bit less. So take care, everyone. Bye for now.